Hi, I'm Melinda Fernbach, and this is Linda Hook, and we are the wives of Richard and Dave. Richard and I have joined forces with E.T.I, and we're excited about what God is going to do. But it's funny because Linda and I were just talking earlier about how different we are from our husbands. So Dave will go out and he could share anywhere. Like where does he share?
Gas stations, 7-Elevens, Circle K, the football field. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And Richard, airplanes. A lot of times he'll do an evangelism training, and after the workshop, he'll take them out. Maybe they'll go to a farmer's market, or they'll go to door to door, even apartment complex, things like that. But a lot of times we will do things a little bit differently. As women, we want to build relationships, maybe minister to people.
True. It's different. I see too, people look at Dave and they see his confrontational, strong, eagerness. And I'm not that way. I don't jump out of my car and go chase someone down and share Jesus with them. But in my job, or if I'm sitting in a doctor's office, or in an airport, or an airplane, or my kids' friends, or my neighbors, it's like you said, it's the relational side that we look for. And it's probably more natural for us as women. So I think when our husbands do those trainings and they come across in a certain way, it's like, no, everybody has a community, everybody has a burden for the different hearts, and God uses us all in a different way.
Yeah, and it's funny because our stories can be different than their stories.
Right.
So I remember when our son Joshua was born years ago, I was so tired after he was born. And I remember thinking, Lord, why am I so tired? Well, what happened was he was jaundiced, as many babies will have jaundice. And so they weren't sure if they were going to send him home with me or if they were going to keep him in the hospital. Well, fortunately, they went ahead and sent him home with a Billy Rubin light, which kind of looks like a heating pad, and they kind of put it up underneath their gown.
Sure.
So he was able to come home with me that first night. And I remember being so tired, and I remember saying, Lord, why am I so tired? And I just felt like the Lord just impressed on my heart that there's a purpose for it, and I have a reason for it. Well, they told me they weren't sure if they were going to be able to find a nurse that would be able to come out to the house, because they have to check their levels every couple of days, or actually every day. So they found somebody who did come out that night, and she checked his levels, and she said, I will be back in the morning.
Wow.
Well, she came back the next day. She had tested his levels, and then she said, can I ask you something? She said, why do you have so much peace? And I said, let me tell you why I have so much peace. And I shared the gospel with her, and she started crying. And she said, I want to have that relationship too. So I was able to point her to Christ, show her how she could be 100% certain she was going to go to heaven, and how she could have that relationship with the Lord.
Wow.
And then after I prayed with her and I said, did you really mean that? And she said, yes, I want to commit with my whole life.
Wow.
She said her daughter had been going to church, she'd been in a Bible study, and she said, Mom, you need to have Jesus in your life. So she said, I can't wait to tell her.
Awesome.
So a lot of times God does bring people to us when we have that heart and we just pray for opportunities.
And I think even just our lives open up doors, like you said, that was just a part of your normal life. We've gone through things in our life that has brought those people who are hurting or injured because of what we've gone through. We're able to minister to them and give the gospel to the secular world because of the peace that we have through a painful time. That's a great story, because I see that, especially as women, we have that heart for others. So it's like, what a knit that we can heart to heart reach people like that.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Yeah, we just want to encourage all of you out there that, when God gives you a burden for the lost, He's going to put people in your path, and He's going to give you opportunities too.
That's right. Awesome.